You know, we often think of retirement as a time to finally put our feet up, settle into that comfy chair, maybe spend hours reading, watching our favorite shows, or just enjoying the peace and quiet. It sounds idyllic, doesn't it? A well-deserved rest after years of hard work. And for many of us over 70, that comfortable chair can become our best friend. But what if I told you that this very comfort, this prolonged sitting, could be silently undermining the very structure that holds you up? It's a painful reality we don't often talk about. The hidden cost our bones pay for all that time spent sitting still. Especially as we get older, our bones, which might already be a little more fragile than they used to be, start to suffer in ways we might not even notice until it's too late. They can lose density, become weaker, and much more vulnerable. It's a surprising truth, often overlooked because sitting feels safe and relaxing. But the good news, the secret if you will, is that it doesn't have to be this way. You can enjoy your relaxation time without sacrificing your bone health. In this video, we're going to look at exactly what happens to your bones when you sit too much after 70, and more importantly, we'll uncover simple, practical ways to protect and even strengthen them. These aren't difficult, strenuous tasks, but small, manageable shifts that can make a world of difference to your strength and independence. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you about just how much power you have over your bone health right now. Let's start by really understanding why sitting for long periods is so detrimental to our bones. Especially as we get into our 70s and beyond, think of your bones not just as static structures, but as living, breathing tissues that respond to how you use them. Just like muscles, they need stimulation, they need load to stay strong. When you're sitting, you're putting very little load or stress on the bones in your legs, hips, and spine, the very bones that support your body throughout the day and are crucial for your mobility and independence. Gravity is acting on you, of course, but it's distributed differently and isn't providing the kind of upright, weight-bearing stimulus that bones thrive on. For years, perhaps decades, your bones responded to the demands of daily life, walking, standing, climbing stairs, carrying shopping. This regular, weight-bearing activity signaled to your body that strong bones were needed. Your body responded by maintaining bone density and structure. But when you significantly reduce that weight-bearing time by sitting for hours on end, the signal changes. It's like your body gets the message. Okay, less standing and moving around needed now. Guess we don't need bones quite so dense and strong in these areas. Over time, this leads to a process called bone resorption, happening faster than bone formation. Essentially, you start losing bone material. This loss isn't usually painful at first. It's silent, gradual. You might not feel anything is wrong until a bone becomes so thin and brittle that it breaks, often from a fall that wouldn't have caused a fracture in younger, denser bone. This is the painful reality. A simple trip or stumble in your home could lead to a serious hip fracture or wrist fracture, drastically changing your independence and quality of life. The good news, though, is that our bones remain responsive throughout life. Even in our 70s and beyond, we can send positive signals to our bones. And the first, most crucial step to counteracting the effects of too much sitting isn't about hitting the gym or running a marathon. It's much simpler. It's about breaking up your sitting time. Imagine you're settled in your favorite chair, maybe with a good book or watching the news. It's easy for 30 minutes to turn into an hour, then 2, then 3. The goal here isn't to eliminate sitting entirely. That's unrealistic and unnecessary. The goal is to avoid long, uninterrupted stretches of sitting. A simple habit to start building is to get up for just a minute or two every 30 minutes. Set a timer if you need to, or use natural breaks like commercials if you're watching TV. What do you do when you stand up? You don't need to do anything strenuous. Just stand, shift your weight. Maybe take a few steps to the kitchen for a glass of water, or walk to the window and look outside. This seemingly small action is incredibly powerful. By standing up, you immediately put weight through your leg bones, your hip bones, and your spine. You activate muscles that support your posture and balance. This brief period of weight-bearing activity sends that positive signal back to your bones. Hey, I'm still using these. Keep them strong. Think about your daily routine. Are there times you find yourself sitting for an hour or more without getting up? Maybe first thing in the morning with coffee and the newspaper, or throughout the afternoon. Identify those times, and don't feel overwhelmed. Start small. If getting up every 30 minutes seems like too much right now, aim for every 45 minutes, or even every hour. The key is consistency and making it a conscious habit. You could try linking it to something else you do regularly. For example, every time the weather report comes on, stand up and stretch. Every time you finish a chapter in your book, stand up and walk to the door and back. If you're on the phone, try talking while standing or even gently pacing. These aren't just random movements. They are opportunities to briefly load your bones and keep them stimulated. Beyond just standing, adding a tiny bit of movement during these breaks can be even more beneficial. While you're standing, try a few simple things. March in place gently for 30 seconds. Do a few calf raises, just lifting up onto the balls of your feet and slowly lowering down. This is excellent for the bones in your ankles and lower legs. Lean forward slightly and then stand up straight again a couple of times, engaging your core and back muscles which support your spine. If you're near a counter or sturdy piece of furniture, you could do a gentle squat, just lowering your hips a few inches as if you were about to sit. Then standing back up, use the counter for balance. These small bursts of activity, repeated throughout the day, add up. They break the cycle of prolonged inactivity that is so detrimental to bone health after 70. It's like giving your bones little sips of water throughout the day instead of expecting them to survive on nothing. Another aspect of countering prolonged sitting is paying attention to how you sit. While not a weight-bearing activity, good posture even while seated helps engage core and back muscles, which indirectly support spinal health. Slouching can put uneven stress on your spine. Try to sit upright with your back supported, feet flat on the floor. If your chair is too deep, use a cushion behind your back. This isn't directly about bone density in the same way standing is, but maintaining good posture strengthens the muscles that protect your spine and helps prevent falls by improving overall body awareness and balance when you do stand up. Remember, falls are a major cause of fractures in older adults, so anything that improves balance and stability is also good for bone health in a preventative way. So, the first big takeaway is simple but profound: break up your sitting time frequently. Don't let hours slip by in the same position. Stand up, move a little, even just for a minute or two. It sends a vital signal to your bones and starts to reverse the negative impact of prolonged inactivity. This habit alone can make a significant difference in maintaining bone density and strength in your lower body and spine. Now that we've discussed the crucial habit of breaking up your sitting time and being mindful of your sitting posture, let's move on to another layer of supporting your bones against the effects of prolonged sitting, building on the idea that bones need stimulation. The next step involves incorporating more structured weight-bearing movement into your routine, even if it's just gentle activity. While breaking up sitting is essential for minimizing the harm of inactivity, actively engaging in movement helps to build and maintain bone strength. When we talk about weight-bearing exercise, we mean any activity where your body is working against gravity. This is key because it's the impact and the pull of muscles on bones that stimulates bone growth and density. For someone over 70, this doesn't mean high-impact aerobics or heavy weightlifting, unless you're already doing that and cleared by your doctor. It means things like walking, dancing, gardening, climbing stairs if you can do so safely, or even Tai Chi. Let's focus on walking for a moment, as it's one of the most accessible and beneficial forms of weight-bearing exercise. When you walk, your leg bones, hip bones, and lower spine are all supporting your body weight with each step. This repetitive loading is exactly what your bones need to stay strong. You don't need to walk for miles, especially if you're not used to it. Start with short walks, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. a few times a week. Find a safe, comfortable place to walk, your neighborhood, a local park, or even just laps around your home if the weather isn't cooperating. The key is to make it a regular part of your week. As you get more comfortable, you can gradually increase the length or frequency of your walks. Even a gentle stroll is better than sitting. And a slightly brisker pace, where your heart rate is a little elevated, but you can still talk, offers even more bone benefits. Consider other forms of gentle weight-bearing activity. Dancing is fantastic, whether it's ballroom dancing, line dancing, or just putting on some music and moving around your living room. It's fun, social if you join a class, and great for your bones and balance. Gardening involves bending, lifting light weights like watering cans or bags of soil, standing, and walking, all excellent for bone health. Even everyday activities like carrying groceries or laundry contribute. The principle is to find ways to be upright and moving that you genuinely enjoy, making it easier to stick with it. Now, beyond just movement, let's talk about something equally vital for bone health: nutrition. No amount of movement can fully compensate for a lack of the essential building blocks your bones need. After 70, our bodies can become less efficient at absorbing certain nutrients, making conscious dietary choices even more important. The two superheroes for bone health are calcium and vitamin D. Calcium is the primary mineral that makes up bone tissue, providing its strength and structure. Vitamin D is essential for your body to absorb calcium from the food you eat. Without enough vitamin D, even if you're consuming plenty of calcium, your body can't use it effectively for bone building. Getting enough calcium doesn't just mean drinking milk, especially if dairy doesn't agree with you or you prefer other options. Excellent sources of calcium include dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese. Choose low-fat options if preferred. But you can also get calcium from leafy green vegetables like kale, broccoli, and spinach, though the absorption can be lower from some greens. Fortified foods like some plant-based milks, almond, soy, oat, orange juice, and cereals are also great sources. Tofu made with calcium sulfate is another good option. Small fish with bones, like sardines and canned salmon, are fantastic sources of both calcium and omega-3 fatty acids. Aim for around 1,200 milligrams of calcium per day through a combination of diet and potentially a supplement if your doctor recommends it. Spreading your calcium intake throughout the day can also help with absorption. Vitamin D is a bit trickier to get solely from food. Our bodies can produce vitamin D when our skin is exposed to sunlight. However, as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at this process. Plus, factors like using sunscreen, which is important for skin health, living in northern latitudes, or spending most of your time indoors can limit sun exposure. Dietary sources of vitamin D include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, egg yolks, and fortified foods like milk, some cereals, and orange juice. Because it's difficult to get enough vitamin D from diet alone, and sun exposure can be unreliable or risky, many people over 70 benefit from a vitamin D supplement. The recommended intake for vitamin D for this age group is often higher, around 800-1,000 international units IU per day. But it's crucial to talk to your doctor about your individual needs and whether a supplement is right for you. They can even test your vitamin D levels to see if you're deficient. Remember, while breaking up sitting is vital for countering the negative effects, actively engaging in weight-bearing activities like walking and ensuring you have adequate calcium and vitamin D are the cornerstones of actively supporting and strengthening your bones as you age. These actions work together. Movement provides the stimulus, and nutrition provides the building blocks. Neither is truly effective without the other. Now that we've explored the importance of breaking up sitting, gentle weight-bearing exercise, and key nutrients, let's think about a few other practical steps you can take and pull this all together. We've talked about how sitting too much reduces the weight-bearing load on your bones, and how getting up, walking, and other activities provide that crucial stimulation. We also covered the essential role of calcium and vitamin D in providing the raw materials for strong bones. But maintaining bone health after 70 isn't just about isolated actions. It's about integrating these habits into your daily life in a sustainable way. One area we touched upon briefly is balance. Falls are a significant risk factor for fractures in older adults. Improving your balance can directly reduce your risk of falling, thus protecting your bones from potential breaks. Many of the activities we've discussed, like walking and Tai Chi, naturally improve balance. But you can also incorporate specific balance exercises. Simple ones include standing on one foot while holding onto a sturdy chair or counter, and gradually trying to let go for a few seconds as you get more stable. Heel-to-toe walking. Walking with the heel of one foot touching the toes of the other is another good one. Again, using a wall or counter for support initially. Even practicing standing up from a chair without using your hands can help build leg strength and balance. But only do this if you feel stable and have a chair nearby to grab onto if needed. Consistency is key with balance exercises. Practicing for just a few minutes daily can make a real difference. Another aspect is strength training. While not weight-bearing in the same way as walking unless you're doing standing exercises, strengthening your muscles is incredibly beneficial for bone health. Stronger muscles provide better support for your joints and bones, improve stability, and can help protect you during a fall. Again, this doesn't mean lifting heavy weights. Simple resistance exercises using your own body weight, resistance bands, or very light dumbbells can be effective. Examples include chair squats as mentioned before, bicep curls with light weights or resistance bands, standing push-ups against a wall, and leg raises. A physical therapist or a certified fitness instructor specializing in older adults can show you safe and effective exercises tailored to your abilities. Strengthening muscles also makes everyday tasks easier, reducing the overall effort needed and making you more likely to stay active. Let's revisit the sitting habit itself. Beyond just getting up every 30-60 minutes, think about how you spend your non-sitting time. Can you incorporate more standing tasks into your day while making phone calls, preparing vegetables in the kitchen, folding laundry, or even sorting mail? Can you do it standing up instead of sitting down? Look for opportunities to shift from a sedentary activity to a standing one. These small changes add up over the course of a week and provide those valuable, repeated loading signals to your bones. Hydration is also important for overall health, including bone health. Bones are living tissue and need water to maintain their structure and function properly. While it's not a direct bone builder like calcium, staying well hydrated supports your body's overall ability to function, which in turn supports your ability to be active and absorb nutrients. Make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day. Finally, don't underestimate the importance of listening to your body. If something hurts, stop. These are not about pushing through pain, but about gentle, consistent activity and healthy habits. It's always a good idea to talk to your doctor before starting any new exercise program or taking supplements, especially if you have underlying health conditions. They can offer personalized advice based on your specific health status and bone density. A bone density scan DEXA scan can provide valuable information about your current bone health and help guide your plan. So, when you combine breaking up prolonged sitting with regular, gentle weight-bearing activities like walking or dancing, simple balance and strength exercises, ensuring adequate calcium and vitamin D intake through diet and supplements, and staying hydrated, you create a powerful strategy to protect and strengthen your bones. It's a multi-pronged approach that addresses the root causes of bone loss associated with inactivity. It's not about drastic changes, but about building sustainable habits that fit into your life after 70. It's about empowering yourself to take control of your bone health, reducing your risk of fractures, and maintaining your independence for years to come. These steps are simpler than you might think, and the rewards are immense. We've covered quite a bit, haven't we? From understanding how long stretches of sitting can silently weaken your bones after 70, to the vital importance of simply standing up more often, to adding gentle weight-bearing movement like walking or dancing, and making sure your body has the essential nutrients like calcium and vitamin D. We also touched on improving balance and adding some simple strength exercises, and finding ways to weave more standing into your day. The surprising truth I mentioned at the beginning, it's this. Despite the natural changes that happen with age, your bones are still incredibly adaptable. They respond to the signals you give them. You might think that bone loss after 70 is inevitable, something you just have to accept. But that's not entirely true. While some changes are natural, the rate at which you lose bone density and the weakness that results from prolonged sitting are things you have significant control over. Your actions today, even small ones, send signals that can help slow down bone loss and maintain the strength you have, or even build a little back. That's the powerful secret. You have the ability to influence your bone health right now, simply by changing a few daily habits. Remember, small changes truly can make a big difference to your health and happiness, especially when it comes to keeping your bones strong and resilient. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. Every time you choose to stand instead of sit, every time you take a short walk, every time you make a conscious effort to eat calcium-rich foods or take your vitamin D, you are making a positive investment in your future independence and well-being. Don't feel overwhelmed by trying to do everything at once. Pick one or two things to focus on first. Maybe start with just standing up during commercial breaks. Once that feels natural, add a short walk around the block. Then perhaps focus on adding more calcium-rich foods to your meals. Build these habits gradually and celebrate each small success. Taking care of your bones is taking care of your freedom. It's about being able to continue doing the things you love, playing with grandchildren, enjoying your hobbies, getting out and about, without the constant worry of a fall or a fracture. It's about maintaining your mobility and your confidence. I truly hope this has been helpful and encouraging. Your bone health is so important for living a vibrant, active life in your 70s and beyond. What's one small step you feel you could take starting today to help your bones? I'd love to hear your thoughts or any tips you might have in the comments below. Sharing your experiences can help others in our community too. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us know we're providing valuable information. And consider subscribing to our channel for more tips and advice on living your best life at every age. We're here to support you on your journey to staying healthy, active, and happy. Thank you for watching. Keep moving, keep smiling, and live your best life at every age.